I think we should get started with the media tour. What do you think? I don't know. I might.
I was celebrating. I ain't have a dime, but I was always focused. I ain't waste no time. I ain't never calling my name. I used to walk to work every day. Me and my dog. In and out, I came out all right.
This is my little media tour. I was like, I am such a media enthusiast and you guys don't know what media I indulge in, so let's get into it. I am definitely a book and music kind of girl. On the top shelf up here, I kind of gave you guys a little bit of a tour, but top shelf right here is all of my TXT albums. I started collecting them around this time last year, and I have currently I have 14 TXT albums, and in total I actually have 20 albums, which is crazy, like when I'm like thinking of it. A lot of my albums I got from Amazon. I didn't really get it from the actual site because the actual site usually charges like double for it. See memorabilia from when I did go to their concert last year in May. That's kind of crazy to think, but this was like one of the things they had there. On the second shelf, I have all my books. My favorite book from like this whole lineup, Lily No Longer Human by Omahazu. Sorry, I have a spoon and it's like falling. Is that a ladybug or a spider? Human by Omahazu Dazi. I did finish it, and it is so to speak like a rendition of the original book, because the original book I'm pretty sure was like smaller or is different. This book is from the 1940s. I think the author was born around that time, and this was kind of like the rendition of it. So it's like the print is really weird and like small compared to the page, and the pages are yellow. The second favorite book as of right now, it would definitely be Ace of Spades. I feel like this is one of the books that should have been like a TikTok classic, but it isn't. Utter chaos. If you are looking for a drama but you don't want to watch TV, this is it. I feel like the plot was honestly girl. I love a good dark academia moment, and that book was definitely it. Another few of the books I've actually picked up over time is The Unordinary, Volume 1. Honestly, so good to go back in time because Unordinary is currently on a break, so I was like, I need my Ordinary fix, and this was it. I must have been rich back then because I went to the physical bookstore and they tax like crazy. And then some books I DNF'd as of right now is The Chaos Chapter. Not really like anything wrong with the book as of right now. It was just a little boring. Like, I don't really like when books take like 12 chapters to get to the meat of the story. So I might go back and finish it, but it's not really my cup of tea right now. I did read the entire series for Shatter Me. It's one of those books where it kind of reminds you of like Colleen Hoover, but I guess more structurally sound. I do want to read a Colleen Hoover book just so I can form an opinion on it without like everybody saying like it's garbage, because who knows, it might be good. I really like this series. I know a lot of people think it's cringy, but I thought the series was really good. Onto my next shelf as of right now, like this is the third shelf, and this is honestly my last like media shelf. The rest are kind of like filler for whatnot, and I can just kind of figure out what to do with it. But some current albums that I recently picked up was the Layaway album by V. V like Kim Taehyung from BTS, but I thought this album was so cute because it was like based like a package, and like when you open it, it has his dog in there, and his dog is so cute, like if you see the photos from it. But I love the aesthetic of this album, and out of all the BTS like solo releases, this work was definitely my favorite. Album I'm currently I picked up as well. I have one of each version of New Jeans albums. I really like their work. This is very girly pop. I have the Solange, A Seat at the Table from her 2016 album. And then I have Beatopia, which is from Bida Doobie. love both of their works. People don't make albums anymore for like, you know, the art of it. They just make music, put it out there, see what sticks kind of vibe, and then sees what blows up. But I thought that one thing that really stood out to me about these two albums is that it was a story, it was a plot line, it was like a whole thing, and their actual albums are very like pretty. Like they don't have the photo card and the stickers, but I thought that the design was very cohesive to their artwork. Album I just recently picked up, as well as the Layover album, Olivia Rodrigo. I didn't think I would fall into the loophole, and you see, I'm sorry if I put out any hate towards Olivia Rodrigo in the past like 3 years, or I think 2 years, because she dropped in 2021. That was her first album. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay? Like, and I just recently got into it. I was like, oh, I'm kind of feeling all American, you know? So I listened to the whole album and I was like, sue me. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Back on the tour. Off to our next location. Girl, just finish your whole plot line. Really wanted to know what I was reading. It's Dance of the Thieves. It is currently the book I have added to my reading repertoire for the next like 3 months, because once I get back to school, I'm not gonna have as much time to read. I'm maybe about a quarter through this book, and honestly, it's starting to get pretty good. The other books I've added to my reading repertoire for the next like quarter of this year is The Artist's Way, and I did start reading this a little bit before I went on winter break for school. And because a lot of people were like, well, a lot of people, it's horrible how I'm like relying on other people's opinions here, but a lot of people read it and they feel a lot more connected to their inner child and their inner like artist, and I would love to be that girl. Okay, so then I could tell you guys how to be connected to your inner artist. Did you see how the gift keeps on giving? And what I've read so far, kind of read me for filth. Just a smidge. I think what really stuck out to me was when they were like, well, you know, you're a creative, you're an artist, and then, but you're a shadow artist, and you want to create art, but because you can't, or you feel like something or someone is gonna stop you, you go out and you find friends who are creatives, or you date people who are creatives, or you surround yourself around that, so then you could applaud them on and push them on. And I feel like there's also this sense of like, oh, you also want to be a shadow artist because you prefer security over like finding your or healing your inner artist or your inner child. And in a way that makes sense, because in an economy like this, you want security. So many people you see on the internet so many times a day like, oh, I can't afford to pay rent, I can't afford to do this, I can't afford to do that. And you know, art isn't not that art isn't a profitable thing, because obviously when you see like big artists, they make a lot of money, but then the rest of us don't. And I think that's why a lot of people chase security over chasing their art or chasing their dreams, but then in turn you're shutting down that side of you to become a shadow artist, where you're leeching off of kind of other people's success, and you kind of like put yourself in their bubble and make them your friend or make them your partner, so then you feel like you know, you're an artist, but instead you should be putting yourself out there so you can inspire others. I'm telling you, I feel like I barely explained like how intricate like being a shadow artist is. The last book I've added to my reading repertoire is, oh my gosh, I got lip gloss on it, which isn't an uncommon theme. I get lip gloss on everything. 48 Laws of Power. As someone on TikTok would say, this is the key to manipulation. Sold. Sold. Book so quickly, it was actually almost embarrassing. It was in my Amazon cart, and less than 48 hours later, not even 48 hours, like 24 hours later, I think I let TikTok control my book interest too much, because theory from TikTok, I got the love hypothesis. I did not talk about the love hypothesis. I don't feel like explaining the love hypothesis. If you read it, you know why I'm laughing. If you haven't read it, don't. Unless you're into that. But the love hypothesis is like, let me go and grab the book, and then you'll understand. The love hypothesis is one of these books. You know, when the artist puts their handmade like drawings on a book. It's about to be a little crazy. I read this, I think, a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago. This definitely kind of got me out of my reading slump a little bit because it was definitely interesting. But I still have the book. Anything by Ali Hazelwood. It's about to be crazy. It's about to be crazy. I don't make the rules. You just gotta read one of her books for yourself. I'm just a messenger. Cut to the next thing, I guess. Let's change your surroundings. Hey, we're changed barely. Like yeah. But I guess we're not at my desk. This is kind of where all my creative work definitely happens. It's not really books, but I feel like tech and media is also a huge thing. Let's unlock the laptop. I have my laptop as one of my main media sources of indulgence. It's decorated, pretty decked out. My favorite thing to edit with as of right now is Capcut. And it's the Capcut on laptop, but the Capcut on phone works just as well. I just think the quality on my laptop, like editing through my laptop, is a lot better. I always leave that stuff in my description box, like what I edit on, what I use to film. I'm currently filming on my Canon G7X. I have right now like 3 cameras, but like they're not like as high tech as this one. This is like my main filming camera. I recently found this in my living room. It's like a camcorder. I just have one of these in my house, so fun. One of these, it's like a Polaroid like GoPro, and the quality isn't as good, but I think it's really cute. I think I've filmed a pretty good amount of stuff on here, so definitely something to take along with me when I'm collecting memories. I also have my adapter, which I've decked out as well. I don't think I could ever lose any of my stuff because somebody would always know where to find me. If it's purple, it's probably mine. If it's covered in stickers, it's probably mine. If it has anything K-pop, you know where to find me. Preferred music app is Spotify. And y'all better not start arguing in my comments because Spotify is better, okay? My top 5 repeat songs right now is Lacy by Olivia Rodrigo. From the Start by Lafe. Allure Hills by Doja Cat. I'm sorry, y'all. I know she sucks and she's horrible and like she hates all her fans. But when she's like, isn't that how they caught us? Like, she was so camp for that, but we don't like Doja Cat. We don't like Doja Cat. My Love All Mine by Misky. Bubble by Stacy. Oh baby, that lineup is crazy. It's kind of giving girly pop. Cause why is my entire lineup girly pop? I also have really been into Jordan Ward. It's Jordan Ward, I'm pretty sure. I've really been into Jordan Ward. His music is like just fun and like lighthearted. And my top 2 songs, of course, are Fam Jam 4000 and Just a Crush, or like Lil Baby Crush. I'm really not listening to any podcasts. As for all of my podcasts that I really do enjoy ended or don't post anymore, I loved Aaliyah Henderson's The Chosen Child. I loved Aaliyah Simone's podcast, but she does not post any of her podcast episodes right now. I love Teenage Therapy, but that ended because they're no longer teenagers. How could you do this to me? Yeah, that's exactly why I'm not listening to any podcasts right now, because all of my podcast girlies left me. Favorite artist right now is probably Olivia Rodrigo. This is like the 4th time I mentioned her, okay? I need a concert ticket, so if anybody wanted to send some funds. The shows that I have been watching, actually I think we need to move spots. I think we're moving spots around because we've been here for a minute. But can y'all see me? Let's get comfortable. The last thing I never really talked about was my shows and movies because I'm not a show and movies kind of girl. I'm definitely a show person, not too much of a movie. But what do y'all want to know? Okay, favorite shows I've just kind of been into as of late was My Demon. I am caught up, and you'd be surprised it has really nothing to do with like anything satanic, so don't get it twisted. It is a cute little romance drama. It just happens to be called that because the dude is like a whole thing in itself. But if you're intrigued and you don't feel like watching it, It's like really soft right now. Dude's kind of crazy. The plot is really crazy. YouTuber right now is definitely Leah Simone. Check her out. I think a lot of her content inspires mine. I like HTTV. That's kind of like her channel name, but her real name is like Hannah, and she makes these cinematic vlogs, but she also makes them like super cool, super teen, super girly pop. Definitely love her media and her content as well, and inspires a huge chunk of mine. But I don't really have any other shows or media I want to talk about. But if you do want to check out my media, which you're kind of already here for, I'm always down below, comment section, and you can always try to ask me any of the questions about any of where I got any of the media I have explained to you guys today, or ask any questions about what my favorite medias are that I didn't answer in this video already. I'm having the time of my life. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna go enjoy more of my media and probably watch Dance Moms.